And now on to our review of Psych Season 3. The good, well, we actually get character development, some decent writing, good plots, and if you have the DVD set, some great bonus features. The bad, sadly, it's a short season and some of the plots are repetitive. The basics of what you should know: 16 episode third season is funny, has some character development that makes it much stronger than the two prior seasons. Last few weeks, I've been doing a lot of computer work. This has led to have Psych on quite a bit. I finally broke down and bought the box set. So I've been watching episodes here and there, and just wrapped up watching season 3. In the third season of Psych, the characters are given the opportunity to genuinely grow and develop, and that makes it a worthwhile season. While some of that character growth seems oddly contrived, the effort goes an astonishing long way. But for the moment of character that the show illustrates in season 3, it is still a gimmick show. For those unfamiliar with the gimmick, Psych focuses on Sean Spencer, a smart private detective who helps the Santa Barbara Police Department solving crimes by pretending to be psychic. With his best friend Gus, he earns money and the respect of his father. Opening with the return of Sean's mother, season 3 follows Sean and Gus on cases that frequently put them in danger. While Sean wrestles with the return of his mother, Gus finds himself fighting to keep his pharmaceutical job. As Gus fights to keep his job, Sean helps Gus foil a ghost case when Gus's boss is haunted. The cases take the pair to their own high school reunion, Daredevil show, and on the hunt for private treasure. When one of Henry's cases is reopened, Sean must solve the case. When Chief Vic's sister brings in a case involving a murder on an oil rig. Family is also involved when Gus's parents return, and Sean and Gus's sister reignite a romance they have around Christmas. The guys take to the open sea to solve the murder of a sea lion, and Gus is trapped in a bank in a hostage situation. Sean and Gus return to a summer camp they once loved to help solve a murder mystery. A la Friday the 13th, and a serial killer from the past comes back to terrorize Santa Barbara with only Sean to stop him. The third season of Psych has a greater sense of serialization than the prior two seasons. So, for example, the second episode features a high school reunion, and the season finale revisits Sean's love interest from that episode. As well, it calls back to the treasure hunting episode. The problem with the serialization in the third season of Psych is that it robs the two big emotional moments of the season of their impact. Without ruining either, the revelation that Henry was left by his wife, not the other way around, is no surprise for those who have been watching the show. Henry has always seemed like he is trying to hold the family together. When he said in the second season, "Your mom is not coming back," to Sean, but that Sean didn't say anything in response indicates that she left him. But when she admits that to Sean in season 3, it is not actually a surprise. The second big character moment actually comes from Lassiter, and it's similarly predictable. Even so, the effort is appreciated, and it generally pays off. Character development, like the movement on Sean and Juliet toward one another, gives the actor something real to challenge themselves with. Final 2 episodes of the season, for example, are much darker and legitimately frightening than anything else the show had produced before. James Roday plays the series elements extraordinarily well. He has done zany well up until this point. But as the season winds down, he comes into his own with a serious disposition that sells the viewer on his character's brilliance. In the final scenes of the season, he gives a performance that is actually heartbreaking. Sean's only superpower seems to be an exceptional sense of sight, which allows him to observe details most people cannot perceive as quickly, and Roday continues to play that with a straight face. In the third season, the cast remained stable, with Dule Hill proving once again to be the best actor on the cast. I write that because the blooper reels on the DVDs are pretty much bloopers involving him messing up his lines. But in the finished product, Hill is as focused and well presented as he was when he was on the West Wing. Instead of going through the usual character arcs for the season, it bears repeating that despite the progress in the third season of Psych, it's still largely a formulaic, repetitive, episodic television series. In its third season, Psych becomes problematic in that the caliber of the guest stars begins to telegraph the cases. To be more clear, in the third season of Psych, there are more reasonable suspects who pop up played by recognizable character actors. This becomes distracting when watching in some cases because the red herrings become more annoying because the big guest stars are always the one who is guilty. This season continues a trend of great guest stars for the show, like Jane Lynch, Keith David, and Felicia Rashad. Ultimately, Psych Season 3 has the show truly reaching its stride. And on DVD, it includes so many bonus scenes, bloopers, and commentary tracks to make it worth buying. And I'm going to give this season a B rating. And now we're going to go into our segment featuring the Poddex. So the question is, which movie have you seen the most? How many times have you seen it? That is a good question. I would have to say, I'm going to go with Pulp Fiction. I'm going to say I've probably seen it about 10 times. Maybe more, at least 10. And that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. If you want to support the show, consider joining our Patreon, patreon.com/cinemagold. Your support helps the show grow, and when you join Patreon, there's multiple tiers you can select, and you'll get access to exclusive content. You'll be able to vote on polls to help decide future content. So yeah, check them out today, patreon.com/cinemagold. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
For the record, your mom came on to me.